Hey everyone, we are getting close to the launch of the Bullseye Principle, so we wanted to give you a sneak peek at some of the content and cool stories we have in the book before it comes out. This one is from chapter 6 of the book, and that chapter is entitled Build Relationships. In this chapter, we show you how to build a network and strengthen your business relationships so that you can leverage them later on to help you in your career and in your pursuits to get what you want. The story goes back to 1919, and it takes place in Chicago, and it's about Henry Ford, the father of the modern automobile. In 1919, a Chicago newspaper called Henry Ford an ignorant pacifist, and this made Henry Ford furious. He sued the newspaper for libel and slander, and he took them to court, saying, "I'm not ignorant." To everyone's surprise, when the case went to trial, Henry Ford actually took the stand. Now, the other side saw an opportunity here. They knew if they could ask him questions that he couldn't answer, that would prove that he's ignorant, and they would win the case. So they started asking him very difficult, very challenging, very specific questions they knew he couldn't answer, such as, "Mr. Ford, how many soldiers did Great Britain send over in 1776? What was the exact number?" Well, of course, Ford didn't know the answer, and he had to say, "I don't know." And this went on for 10, 11, 12 more questions. Every question they asked Henry Ford, he had to answer, "I don't know." And he grew increasingly angry. Just as it looked like he was going to lose this case, Henry Ford stands up, points at the attorney who's interrogating him, and asks the question that ended the trial and won him the case immediately. What he says to the attorney is he says, "Why should I clutter up my brain with all of the useless information and answers to these questions that you're asking me, when back in my office, on my desk, there's a machine with electric push buttons, and any push button that I press is going to bring in an expert from a different area in my company who can answer any question I need them to answer. Why should I clutter up my mind with all that useless information when these rows and rows of push buttons can bring in the expert who can do it for me?" When he said that, case was over, he won it, it was all done. And the big lesson here that we take away from the story is, for any leader, any boss, any manager, you don't have to know everything. Don't be afraid to be the second smartest person in the room, right? Because the knowledge and experience you have as a CEO, as a boss, will never match the collective knowledge, expertise, and experiences of your entire team. So really, look at your team as a brain trust. Don't always have to have the right answer. Don't always think you have to have the final say. Take in everyone's ideas, because the collective knowledge and experience is much better than one person alone. So that's the story from chapter 6. We'll give you some more in a bit. Check out the book on Amazon.com. More to come.